What is going on, y'all? It is the Caveman back at it again with another video, and the weather has been so freaking nice. I've barely been inside. I've been enjoying the weather. I've been playing a lot of sports with my friends. It's been very nice outside here in Buffalo, and it hasn't been for a little bit, and every year we go through the same cycle of being cooped up in our houses because it's so freaking cold and there's nothing to do, especially with COVID now. And now it's warm outside. People are, starting to go outside more, starting to do a lot more, and I'm enjoying the weather, so I hope you are too. It's very nice to see and very nice to feel like you can actually go outside without freezing your balls off. It's actually very nice. But anyway, we are talking about news that I'm a little late on. Like I said, I've been outside all weekend, so I haven't been able to jump on too much news. But we are talking about our favorite TikTok dancing NFL player, Juju Smith-Schuster. Now, I'm not going to be as harsh as I was originally when I found out this news when it first broke about Pittsburgh re-signing Juju Smith-Schuster on a one-year, $8 million deal. I was pretty harsh about it, when I was talking about it with my friends and my peers. But I won't be as harsh about it because I guess I can understand, what his mindset was. And, I had a couple of my friends tell me what they thought of it, and it kind of opened my mind a little bit. And sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you need people around you to open your mind to your initial reaction. But I'm still going to tell you how I feel about it because my initial feelings and my original feelings still are unchanged. I just can see why he may have made the decision he did. But yeah, Juju decided to stay with Pittsburgh on a one-year, $8 million deal. And I was very puzzled by this, especially when it soon came out later on that he had offers from both Baltimore and the Kansas City Chiefs, and he still decided to stick with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, for me personally, my initial reaction was, holy hell, this dude needs his brain checked. Is this guy okay? Why on the God's green earth would you decide to stay with the Pittsburgh Steelers, taking a pay cut, mind you, and not go to, okay, I understand the Ravens are a division rival, but not even the Chiefs. You play in the NFL to win. When you have an opportunity on your plate like this, like to go to one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFL, and you have it on your plate and you don't take that decision, that's puzzling to me. And I was like losing my shit. Like how can you possibly not take the Chiefs deal? Both offers from the Ravens and the Chiefs offered him more money as well. So it's like he basically only stayed in Pittsburgh because he wanted to stay loyal to his city, stay loyal to the city that drafted him, stay loyal to the organization that has given him what he has in the NFL up to this point. And I understand that. I'm sure he loves his teammates. I'm sure the whole 9 yards. He loves Pittsburgh. I just feel like, it still doesn't change my initial feelings, my original feelings about it. The NFL is a business at the end of the day. The Bills cut John Brown, and John Brown has been an imperative piece to this organization for a couple of years now. And we cut him and brought in a whole new guy for essentially the same amount of money. So it was a pretty harsh move. But sometimes that's what the business is. That's the business side of the NFL. And you got to look out for yourself sometimes before you look out for others because it could end up biting you in the ass. And as much as I've come to dislike Juju with all of his antics on the field, off the field, dancing on TikTok and all that bullshit, I just feel like he's selling himself short severely by staying on a team that has absolutely no future next year whatsoever. I do not foresee the Pittsburgh Steelers making the playoffs next year. I just don't see them making the playoffs. They have been so bad after the second half of the season last year. I don't see them making the playoffs. I don't see them turning this shit around. They are a train wreck, and it's not going to get any better, especially with Big Ben at quarterback. The way I foresee the Steelers going into 2021 is being probably one of the worst teams that are trying to rebuild. Now, that was why I was so extremely confused when they, restructured Big Ben's contract so he could play again for them in 2021. It's like, he's not going to help you. I'm sorry, Big Ben is at the end of the line. He's only going to further ruin his legacy, in my opinion. He's going to go out there, throw like a 85-year-old man without any arm strength. He can't read the field anymore. He just can't do it, and I'm not sure why they re-signed him. It's just going to, kind of hold back the inevitable rebuild. I feel like just re-signing Big Ben and even re-signing Juju Smith-Schuster is only holding back the inevitable rebuild that comes the year after this because they're both on one-year contracts, so I'm not sure why exactly. I don't know. I don't know what the Steelers are trying to accomplish here. They're not winning the Super Bowl. They may not even make the playoffs. So I'm not sure why they're holding on to, pretty important pieces. I don't know. Why are they not rebuilding? That's my point. Like, they should be going into a massive rebuild right now and trying to get out of that rebuild as fast as possible instead of putting it off to the side and just, holding on to hope that you're going to even make the playoffs next year. I just don't understand this mindset that the Steelers are going through right now. Reverting back to the original point of this video, I feel like Juju re-signing with the Steelers is going to be something he looks back on at the end of his career and he truly regrets. I think this decision is going to hurt his value tremendously in the near future. Why do I feel like it's going to hurt his value in the near future? Well, the number one reason is because of the wide receiver carousel that is the Pittsburgh Steelers. That carousel never stops spinning, and it seems like week in and week out, there is a new receiver going crazy, and more often than not, it's not Juju. Between Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, and James Washington, Juju has a lot of talent to be sharing targets with. And for the most part, Deontay Johnson is Big Ben's favorite receiver. No matter where on the field Deontay Johnson is, Big Ben seems to have him as his first read each and every time. So while Deontay Johnson is eating up targets all over the field, James Washington and Chase Claypool are usually the deep threats for the Steelers, and that leaves Juju to be the short guy. What I mean by the short guy is Juju is usually the receiver that is catching that drag route, he's catching the quick slant, he's catching the 2 or 3 yard hitch. He is usually the guy that is trying to catch it short and running after the catch. And I feel like Juju falling back into this role of being the short shit kind of wide receiver, I feel like he's being held back tremendously, and that is only going to hurt his value. I feel like he can bring a lot more to a different team. I feel like he can be more valuable to a different team. I just feel like he has a lot more to offer than just being the guy that catches the quick slants and the drag routes. I feel like he's a much better wide receiver than that. I feel like Juju has tremendous talent, especially when it comes to intermediate to deep routes down the field. I think he can really do that, and I just feel like the role he has taken on in Pittsburgh is holding him back. So the argument against going to the Ravens is the fact that they're a division rival, which is understandable. The argument against going to the Chiefs is that Juju is going to be the third option, no doubt in anyone's mind. He is not overtaking targets from Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill. He would have been the solidified third option. Now, although this may be very true, when you look at the bigger picture here, Juju is already pretty much the second to third wide receiver on the Pittsburgh Steelers. He is not the number one guy in Pittsburgh, and you cannot change my mind on that. Deontay Johnson is his favorite target. He is Big Ben's favorite target, and that is not going to change. And I would personally make the argument as well that Juju is actually the third option behind Chase Claypool as well, because Juju, like I said, has really strictly been that short shit kind of wide receiver. Chase Claypool was getting a lot of targets, and they were downfield. So why wouldn't you just want to be that third option or that second to third option over in Kansas City in comparison to Pittsburgh? I don't know. I just feel like the argument of going against the Chiefs being that he would be the third option is just redundant, because he already pretty much is the third option in Pittsburgh. Well, I'll give him the second option, but still, he's not the number one option in Pittsburgh, so he's really not losing out that much. And on top of the fact that there's a wide receiver carousel constantly spinning in the Pittsburgh locker room, let's not forget Big Ben cannot throw the ball anymore. Big Ben, he sucks now. He really is not going to be a good quarterback next year. I don't know why they literally kept him around, but like I said, it's another conversation. Juju is not going to excel in 2021. He is not going to do any better than he has been. That's going to boost his value going into free agency after this year. And at the end of the day, I feel like this was his window of opportunity to get out of Pittsburgh, to kind of restart his career, to have a fresh start, to be on a very good team, to get out of the dumpster fire that is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just personally feel like it would have been very healthy for Juju to have a fresh start with new colors, with a new franchise, with a new team. I think all the antics that have gone down in Pittsburgh are kind of holding down his career as well. I think everybody looks at Juju and they remember the Antonio Brown drama, and they remember all the TikTok dancing on logos bullshit. I think if he was on a new team, he would be able to forget the Pittsburgh Juju and he would have a restart. He would be able to sit there and say, okay, I'm going to focus on football, and I'm going to focus on how I can be valuable to my new team, and I'm just going to focus on being a good-ass football player. So yeah, that's my take on the whole Juju re-signing with the Steelers situation. I feel like he made a loyalty decision over a business decision, and I've said it time and time again in this video alone. The NFL is a business, and everybody will make decisions for themselves at the end of the day, and Juju in this case did not do that, and I feel like it's going to haunt him for a very long time. I want to know what you think of Juju's decision. I want to know what you think of the Steelers, what you think he could have done differently. I want to know your take on everything. I want to know what you think of anything going on in the NFL. Leave all your thoughts down below, but if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. If you want to hit the bell to be notified when I upload, I would appreciate that. If you want to go over to Twitter, follow me over there, I would appreciate that as well. But I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.